we had topics that the schools approved of, the teachers approved of, and were rated as topics that were comfortable for these students who we would be working with. So there are topics a lot of kids would care about. Should kids your age get an allowance? Should kids your age get to pick their own friends? Schools should install candy and soda machines. We need to save water. The topics that none of them stood out to us as only topics for this group. Mm-hmm. But we did find topics that didn't work because the vocabulary was not yet there and the conceptualization was not yet there. One of the topics that didn't work was, is it important to have space travel? It was just too hard. That some of the basic concepts weren't there, and with the minimal discussion over topic that is done in the instruction, because we're not trying to feed them what to believe, they weren't coming up with enough text because the topic didn't yet make enough sense to them. Not that they couldn't have, but we didn't give them source text or material that would help them understand it. Another one was about the ecology, and there was just a lack of understanding of some of the terms in terms of improving how we save water. What's a river got to do with drinking water? Just some basic principles of geography, some basic principles of conservation that weren't yet familiar to them. So what we did as we encountered those topics, we threw them out. And we kept track so that we could report. There were only a few, but we kept track of them. So I think that in the larger context, there's much more to be done. We were working 3 times a week with small groups, not in the classroom. In the classroom, what we're talking to teachers about is there needs to be much more integration with culture. The teachers already know this. So if it's going to be a holiday coming up, well, we just had Cinco de Mayo, but if there's going to be something important in the culture of their families and communities coming up, then we need to integrate those topics into writing to persuade. Persuade your classrooms that we should have a Cinco de Mayo celebration in our room. We need to integrate that. We also need to integrate more with families. We need to integrate more with other cultures in the classroom.